Hello my friends and welcome back to Player Display. Today we're going to do a short little video just doing a quick, simple custom showcase because over here we have the two Schumacher Batman from the 6-pack and I have obviously given them new capes and they look a whole lot better. So I really quickly wanted to talk about them, show you what you can do with these capes, how they're applied, and if you enjoy them then I will put a link to the seller in the description. Again, unsolicited, I only review goods I think are, well, good. No one ever tells me to review anything on this channel. Simply, if I like a thing, I review it, and then we talk about it, and it's that simple. So anyways, I guess the best way to do it is just hop right in. I suppose we will start with Val Kilmer from Batman Forever. So we reviewed this figure before, of course, and I highlighted him as one of my top 10 figures of the year. I think he was just very well executed. I really love the blue, the attention to detail, the anatomical correctness of the suit itself, having all the musculature and everything. And the one thing he really needed was just a nice leather-looking cape. So I went online, and unfortunately the seller that I usually go to for the capes didn't have a Kilmer cape yet, but I did find an alternate seller, so again, go in the description if you're interested in this. It's a really nice cape. I love it a lot. However, when it comes to the Kilmer and the Clooney, it does take a little bit of extra effort when applying the capes, so that's what I really wanted to talk about. Let's just do a little bit of a 360 so you see how this cape is applied. You can see it is pinched over here on the corners, right around these little tiny discs. I'm not sure what you'd call them exactly, but in the film, that's pretty much where the Sonar Suit's cape is pinned down, so that's how that's done there. As we float around, you can also see that the cape kind of goes under the cowl piece a little bit. So basically, when you get these capes, there is no arc already in there, so you're not just going to drop it right on and everything's already shaped. Everything kind of goes along a curve, and then what you basically need to do is indent inside the curve, and then pretty much shape it around the neck, and kind of keep it symmetrical as you go. So basically what I did is I wrapped the cape around, I pulled out the two ends straight forward, so I was knowing that everything was symmetrical. Then once I was able to get them towards these little discs over here, I was able to pin down these corners, peel back the cape, and then glue them down. So that's what allowed me to get that shape of them pinning, not necessarily under, because that wouldn't really be possible, but pinning pretty close to those two discs. And I really love the results. I think these are very beautiful capes, very well crafted. Over here we have wiring, of course. I will never buy a soft goods cape again that does not have wiring. I just think it gives so much to these figures. We are just going to take these two ends of the wire, and I'm literally just going to grab them and pull them to the side here, and already that gives them so much more shape and form. Makes him seem more dynamic, like he's floating in the wind a little bit. Pulls up his arms a tad. Of course, he's not super mobile in this particular Sonar suit, but it still looks pretty kick-ass when you get him posed up. I've also been playing some Arkham Knight lately, and I've been having a ton of fun with this suit modded into the game, so I've been enjoying myself there. But yeah, just a really excellent looking cape. Both capes on both figures, by the way, are the same. They are done in separate listings on the seller's site for whatever reason, but they're pretty much identical as far as I can tell. But once you pop them on, then you're gonna have a really good damn time. Again, they're pretty specific to these figures because they're unique from the other Batman. The capes don't necessarily go under the cowl piece or anything like that, or just under the neck, but they have the two anchor points that are at the collarbones. So you want to pay attention to those as you're applying these capes. So that's it for Kilmer, pretty simple. Now we can move on to George Clooney, and he was a little bit easier to do because if we put these two side by side, you can see there's a lot more space here between the two collar pieces on the Kilmer, and then here on the Clooney, it's a little bit shorter, so I didn't have to pull in as far. So same process, line it up at the back, be sure it's symmetrical by pulling out the wires towards the front to be sure all the symmetry is correct, then gluing down the corners, and then peeling the wires back. The one thing I did want to talk about is when you do that sort of thing with this particular capes, because again, there's not already an arc shaped into the cape itself, is when you coil everything together, that means the ends of the wires are going to be pulled up. You can see this is the end of the cape, and it's not touching the ground. I don't mind that much, you might, but for me, it kind of blends in with the silhouette, so not a really huge deal. I mean, when he's in idle stance, he looks great, and also you can even do the flying out pose, so if you pull out like so, and then get the wire bent up here. If it droops down, then just go a little deeper towards the wire and then bend it up right there. And then we can get this wire done as well. Sometimes it takes a little bit of patience, but eventually you get it there. Then we could do something of a Michael Keaton just like so, looking really sweet. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for these capes. I just wanted to show them off. I think they're really awesome. Very great product. They are done with, I believe, an adhesive tape. Of course, I'm not going to peel it open to find out, but it feels like there's a tape under there. It's usually tape or thread. In this case, it's going with an adhesive, which I'm totally fine with. But yeah, they look absolutely fantastic together. And if you want to expand our silhouette just for kicks and giggles, I also brought in my Bad Incident over here. He also has a wired cape, but from a different seller. We've reviewed him with this cape before in a previous video if you want to check that out. And also get the link to that seller. Once you buy enough stuff on eBay, then everything kind of sifts down, then you can't retrieve your purchase history. But yeah, all three of these capes are great. These two are from one seller, this one's from another, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, I just think these wired capes are definitely the way to go. All that being said, that's it. Pretty straightforward. If you have any questions about applying these capes or anything like that, go ahead in the comments and ask away. No problem there. I'll do my best to help out. But yeah, they just add a really good silhouette to whatever Batman you prefer. So that's all. Hope you enjoyed. And if you did, then please, as per usual, be sure to like, comment,
ring the bell to be notified of our latest arrivals, and subscribe.
This is the editor speaking, humbly reminding you to support the pod Patreon in the description to guarantee new content every single week.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Rock on, and I will see you all later.